Ethan Brooks was not the kind of man who expected surprises at 7 a.m. on a Saturday. As a single father, his mornings were predictable: make breakfast, pack snacks for his 5-year-old daughter Lily, juggle laundry, bills, and his part-time job as a fitness trainer. His life was simple, structured, and for the most part lonely. But that morning, everything shattered into something beautifully unexpected. Warm sunlight spilled across the living room as Ethan blinked away. On the couch, still half asleep after another late night of work, he stretched, rubbed his eyes, and then froze. Standing in the kitchen, barefoot, glowing in the soft light, with her blonde hair falling over her shoulders, was a woman wearing his shirt. Not just any woman. Eva Lancaster, CEO of Lancaster Innovations, a billionaire, a woman whose interviews he'd seen online, poised, brilliant, untouchable. But here she was, making coffee in his home, wearing his white button-down shirt like it belonged to her. She looked up slowly, meeting his stunned eyes with a soft smile. "Good morning," she said, voice warm like fresh honey. "I hope you don't mind. Your shirt was the only thing I found." Ethan's heart stuttered. His voice nearly failed him. "My shirt?" he managed, sitting up straighter. Eva chuckled lightly, bringing her mug close, steam drifting between them. "I didn't think you wanted me walking around in a soaked evening dress." And suddenly memories crashed back. The storm, the broken-down car, the meeting at the charity gala, her desperate need for help, his offer to drive her home, but roads were flooded and traffic shut down. She had laughed nervously under the street lamp as water poured around them. "You can stay at my place," he had said. And she accepted. He remembered lending his shirt while she dried her clothes. He remembered them talking on the couch about childhood dreams and fears. He remembered Lily waking up, sleepy-eyed, calling him daddy, and Eva smiling softly. He remembered Eva falling asleep on the bed, and himself staying on the couch, gentleman as always. But he did not expect this, her in his kitchen. Bare legs, his shirt falling just above her thighs, her eyes gentle, curious, watching him like he was a story she wanted to read slowly. He swallowed. "Coffee?" She tilted her head, amused. "I made you one already." A cup sat in front of him, his favorite mug, First Dad. No woman had touched that mug in years. "What are you doing in my kitchen?" he asked softly. Eva leaned against the counter, crossing her legs, slightly as light traced the lines of her body. "I woke up early. I didn't want to leave without thanking you properly." He blinked. Thanking him? People like her didn't usually thank people like him. Men with second-hand furniture, old cars, and dreams too heavy for their pockets. But she stepped closer, fingers brushing the table, eyes locked into his like she could see every scar he carried. "You were kind to me last night," she said gently. "No one treats me like a normal person." "You did." He felt his chest tighten, warmth spreading like dawn. "I just did what anyone would," he murmured. But she smiled knowingly. "No, not anyone." Silence settled, intimate, fragile, electric, like two souls standing at the edge of something neither fully understood yet. Lily's toys sat scattered near the counter. Eva glanced at them, and her smile softened even more. "You're a good father," she whispered. Those words hit him deeper than she could imagine. For a long moment, neither spoke. The air was quiet, alive, full of possibility. Ethan didn't know it yet, but this morning would rewrite both their lives forever. Eva didn't leave that morning. 1 hour became 2. Coffee became breakfast. Breakfast became laughter. Real, unguarded laughter Ethan had never heard from her in interviews. She sat on the kitchen stool wearing his shirt and still looked like a woman who owned skyscrapers. "I haven't cooked breakfast in years," she admitted shyly. Ethan cracked eggs, smiling, I figured. She swung her legs lightly like a child, her bare feet brushing the stool. Lily woke up soon after, hair messy, holding a stuffed unicorn, and stared at Eva. "You're pretty," the little girl said honestly. Eva's cheeks flushed. "You're even prettier." Within minutes, they were drawing smiley faces with pancake syrup. Ethan watched them, something gentle blooming in his chest, witnessing a picture he never thought life would paint for him. A CEO in his shirt, his daughter giggling in her lap, A morning that felt like fate. After breakfast, Ava wandered into the living room, touching framed photos, Ethan holding baby Lily in a hospital blanket, their silly faces at the zoo, birthdays with cheap balloons and priceless love. "You raised her alone?" Ava asked quietly. He hesitated. "Lily's mom left when she was 2, said she wasn't ready for motherhood." He didn't say more. Pain didn't need details. Ava looked at him with something tender. Admiration wrapped in ache. "You're stronger than you realize," she whispered. And when her hand brushed his, it felt like electricity, soft yet powerful. Hours passed. Afternoon melted into early evening. Neither of them mentioned goodbye. Instead, they talked deeply about dreams, fear of loss, the weight of expectations, the loneliness behind power and success. Ava confessed that people feared her title more than they saw her heart, that wealth created distance, not comfort, that she hadn't felt this warmth, home, belonging in years. "You made me feel human again," she said quietly. Ethan's breath caught. Lily napped, curled on the sofa. Ava and Ethan sat closer. So close he could smell her perfume, soft jasmine and rain. "Do you ever think," Ava murmured, eyes searching his, "that maybe the right people come into our lives by accident?" He didn't look away. "Yes," he whispered. "Right now, I'm thinking that." The space between them lessened. Hands touched. Fingers intertwined. Slow, unsure, perfect. Her voice trembled like a confession. "I don't want to leave yet." Ethan's heart answered before his lips did. "Then stay. Not as a CEO, not as a billionaire, as a woman, as Ava." And she did. That night, they sat under warm lamplight, talking until stars faded. She rested her head against his shoulder, wearing his shirt like a promise she wasn't ready to break. And Ethan knew she wasn't just passing through. She was becoming something more. Something dangerous, something beautiful. Days became a week. Ava returned to her penthouse only to pack a bag. She spent nights at Ethan's small apartment, waking up to breakfast and bedtime stories, to Lily's giggles and Ethan's soft voice reading fairy tales. And somewhere between grocery runs and late-night movie cuddles, something undeniable formed, a love neither planned, yet both needed. One evening, rain pattered softly against the windows. The same weather that first brought her into his life. Ava stood in front of him, hair slightly damp, wearing his shirt again like an unspoken symbol of belonging. She stepped closer. "I need to tell you something," she whispered, voice trembling. Ethan felt fear twist inside him. Was this goodbye? Was reality finally pulling her away? But her next words froze him. "I don't want to be just a guest in your home." Her eyes shone with something raw, hope. "I want to be part of it. Truly." Ethan stared, breath shallow, heart pounding. "You mean?" She nodded slowly. "I want us. You, me, Lily, not as a fantasy, as a life." His world shifted. A CEO, powerful, admired, unreachable, wanted them. Wanted a family with a man who owned worn-out couches, who lived paycheck to paycheck, who raised a daughter alone. "I don't care about status," she continued, voice breaking with truth. "I care about how safe I feel when I'm with you, how Lily smiles when she sees me, how alive I feel in your world, small, warm, real." Tears filled Ethan's eyes before he could stop them. He stepped forward. Gently, like she was something priceless. "Ava," his voice shook. "You already belong here." She exhaled, relief flooding her expression. Then she leaned in, resting her forehead against his. "And you belong with me," she whispered. "If you want me." Ethan didn't answer with words. He cupped her face softly, reverently, and kissed her. Slow, deep, full of everything unspoken. Her hands slid around his neck, his arms wrapped around her waist, his shirt on her body brushing against his skin as they moved closer, closer, as though they had been waiting their whole lives for this moment. Lily woke later, rubbing her eyes, finding them together in the living room, arms wrapped, hearts steady. "Is she staying, Daddy?" she asked innocently. Ava knelt, meeting the child's eyes. "If you want me to." Lily smiled, small, perfect. "I want you to be my mom." Ava's breath broke completely. Tears fell, not of power or success, but of love finally found. She pulled Lily into her arms. Ethan joined, holding them both, one complete heartbeat, one home. The storm outside softened. The future, wide and bright, opened. And the woman who arrived in his shirt stayed not as a guest, but as family.